Hello, internet friends. I'm back from my crazy nerding out product comparison videos. I am looking at the concept of section balance when it comes to packages that have a particular aesthetic and grouped instrument sections like high strings. And I already gave it away. I sort of wanted to make this a blind test, but let's just move on. High strings. When you buy a package that has a particular aesthetic, and then you get kind of pre-orchestrated or pre-arranged groupings of instruments like high strings, you end up receiving, this is Arc 5. You know, the way sine works, you don't see what you're using. So Arc 5, we've got high strings here. And what we're going to do is listen to this this is the same MIDI, basically. It's the exact same MIDI. The only difference is one of the packages is time shifted earlier. And this is Arc 5. Now, they obviously sound different, and there's a little bit of volume difference. I've tried to sort of volume balance them a bit, but that's not really what I'm listening for. If we take space, mic placement, amount of reverb, EQ, even, a number of kind of production choices out of the conversation, if you can have your ear just listen to section balance. What I propose to you is that the Bernard Herrmann is more violin heavy or centric or violin based. It's crisp, it's articulate, it's light, it's sharp maybe. I pulled the mics a little bit further and added a little bit of reverb. And if I bring Pacific into the conversation, and I did a tiny bit of balancing, it's probably going to sound terrible now, but I soloed just the violins. So here's quote-unquote high strings from Bernard Herrmann, and then I'll play Pacific, just the violins. I mean, again, forget all the difference in reverb. I'm trying to focus on timbre, focus on instrument section balance. These are violin-centric spiccatos. Whereas these are viola-centric spiccatos. And why did that happen? You know, why would you buy one package of high strings that, and these pitches, these same MIDI pitches, one is so kind of darker. I'm going to start putting words to the arc. It's meatier, it's a little darker, it's a little more emotional, it's more viola based. I mean, it sounds like violas to me. There are clearly violins back there, but the pronunciation, they pronounce the violas. And there were a whole series of decisions that went into the production of the package that led to that result, all the way from inception to final sample editing and mixing or whatever, you know, all of the stuff. But that's what they ended up with, and that's what you get. You get high strings that have, at that pitch range, more pronounced viola type instrumentation arrangement-y sound result. Right? And then for Bernard Herrmann, you get a more violin, light, articulate, sharp, clear, crystalline. Even if you add a little bit more reverb, even if they get distant. They sound more violin-y. And you get that flexibility. Obviously, didn't intend to make this video. I was just trying to like write a little piece. I was trying to write a demo for something, and I just happened upon this thing to share with you. And I'm not saying break your budget, buy every string package. I don't want to be that guy. I'm not trying to. Those aren't my values. I'm simply trying to help you think through instrument balance, when it's important, to whom is it important? Like, ask yourself. And then help you understand, like, certain packages are going to lend themselves towards certain instrument balances. Whether it's 1,000,000,000% intentional, I honestly don't know. Did Bernard Herrmann at this range in Spiccato playing, always want the violins pronounced? Probably not. That's maybe it's a way of producing a package with an aesthetic that ends up having that result, maybe, that Spitfire chose, that got to this result. An Arc 5 where they like, oh, if this note plays, it should be viola centric, and the high strings should be darker, and we're not even very low in the range. We're kind of up there. And maybe someone can comment on the violin-y sound of this, because maybe that sounds more like violins to you. But I have noticed over and over in different demos that I've done over the years, and if I look back at all my previous videos, balancing sections to get parity between products is actually fairly difficult. If certain notes start becoming more brilliant or louder in the sample recording process from a section, as a demo producer, I need to kind of figure out how to balance that and bring that down. And if they're overly quiet, I need to bring them back up. And the section balance plays such a huge part of, especially between violins and violas, a huge part of perception of whether it's dark or bright, and whether it's moody or emotional, maybe, or crisp and clear, and the emotional content of the sound. I don't know what you want to do with this information. It depends on where you're at in your journey, where your headspace is at. If you're just trying to make basic decisions on choices of what to buy, when to buy it, which order to, I'm not trying to get you to buy every product again. I'm just allowing your brain to think through section balance, and then that'll filter down into choices that you make within the budget that you've set for yourself. Don't overspend. If you're a little bit more advanced and you do have a few of these packages, maybe it's about, oh, I get to go to this package for these brighter choices and this package for these darker choices, even if I want a high strings patch and I don't want to think too hard, and I've got it and I'll just throw it in there. Or if I've got every instrument choice, oh, maybe my next evolution and growth is just give it to the violas, just give it to the violins, just, make a choice about, in this section of my piece, how to orchestrate your arrangement. And there's going to be different, ways of taking in this information. I just wanted to pause what I was doing, because I just got started and I was like throwing a couple packages at this simple minor thirds pattern, ostinato, arpeggio, whatever. And it was just clear to me that this is something that someone out there needed to know. So that is it. I just wanted to share that with you. I hope to make more videos again soon. Take care. Cheers.